40 amazing years. From our humble beginnings at the Woodstock Flying Club to where we are today, we've come a long way. It was all thanks to the efforts of three close friends, Norm Beckham, former RCAF pilot Bob Hewitt, and Len Fallowfield, along with a small group of aviation enthusiasts. But the Canadian Harvard Aircraft Association story actually began several years earlier.
Norm and I always kidded about someday having a Harvard, and was prompted by the fact that I had it in my logbook. And he knew of a Harvard down near Norwich that was stored in a barn, belonged to Ray Craven, who was an AME at Norwich. And every year when he took his 172 down to Norwich for its annual, he'd bug Ray, "What are you doing with that Harvard?" And Ray would say, "Well, what's it matter to you? You can't fly one." Anyway, the fourth year that Norm got on his back, he said, "Well, I've been thinking about it. And Norm made a deal with him that day that Ray would get it out of the barn, put it all together, C of A it, for $4,100. Well, we went down to see it. Norm had seen it, but he took me down to see it in the barn. And it was covered head to toe with the proverbial chicken whatever. And I never thought that thing could be put back together. Well, Ray went to work on it, and as it became close to being ready, Norm and I talked about, well, we'll just go and get it. I've flown Harvards, no problem. So we planned to go one Tuesday afternoon, and I went over to his shop. We were going to barrel down and get this Harvard when I heard the damn thing coming in. He had gone down himself, checked himself out, and brought that airplane back. But he was too chicken to raise the gear. So he brought it all the way back with the gear down. And so the Harvards were born at Woodstock.
MKA was the first aircraft acquired by the group. It was followed by MTX, WPK, and NDB, all privately owned. Then the association was officially formed on June 4th, 1985. The first association-owned aircraft came in April of 1986 when CFHWX, a Mark II, was acquired from Dr. John Cowan of Ottawa. A hangar was purchased at the Tillsonburg Regional Airport to use for restoration purposes. Soon, flight operations joined the restoration team, and the association had its new home. The fleet expanded with ex-RCAF Yale 3399 acquired from Don Goddard of Waterloo. CFWPK was purchased from Norm and Kent Beckham and Bob Hewitt. A Tiger Moth was added to the fleet, along with RWN, MTX, RZW, and UFZ, or Bessie, as she was affectionately known by owners Tony and Mary Swain. Bill Lamont's WLH became the 9th aircraft owned by the association. In 2009, the estate of Harvard pilot and former President Greg Tyrrell announced the gift of Harvard 20304 BZT. We shall see her flying in the near future thanks to our dedicated restorations team. Greg once said he came to the association for the aircraft, but stayed for the people.
Must be the roar and the smells or something, but those who trained on Harvards and have gone on to everything, airlines, military, it seems like their favorite airplane that they remember is the Harvard. And it's a beautiful airplane to fly, and maybe it's real flying.
The Canadian Harvard Aircraft Association has 4 decades of rich history dedicated to preserving the legacy of the Harvard and other trainer aircraft and the crews who flew and maintained them in the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan and the Royal Canadian Air Force.
We were really, really lucky to be able to, I think Bob lit the spark, Norm fanned it, and it's wonderful how it's come about. I've been so blessed to have a lot of years. I look back and it was wonderful, and now with all the people that are gathering and joining in, I just can't believe it.
The aircraft may be the stars of the show, but we have much more to be proud of. We've had our highs and our lows. We cherish the goals and visions of our founders. We honor those who served and continue to serve, and those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
When I started instructing my first course, second course, I had 8 students. Fly an hour a day. I'm flying 8 hours a day with putting in 8 hours, and then I'm doing some night flying. So your time builds up pretty quickly.
We celebrate our accomplishments and all those who make them possible. We appreciate the tireless work of our volunteers and enjoy the camaraderie that exists in our association. We remember those who have gone before us and acknowledge their service. We are all ambassadors for this amazing association, and we look forward to carrying out our mission well into the future.
We're very serious about making sure that the Harvard continues on for future generations. As long as there's gasoline and parts, we want to keep these things flying. And so we thank you for helping us keep the Harvards roaring.
Happy 40th anniversary.